Hello, welcome to this video in which I try to actually finish series I'm in the middle of. I'm pretty sure I'm like every other person on the internet who has like the goal to finish series. For the new year, like everyone I see on YouTube has that same goal. And I'm pretty sure, like I'm actively working on it. Like I have the weekend vlogs in which I'm trying to get through all of Vampire Academy finally and all this stuff. Um, so I'm like actively trying, and yet I'm pretty sure I've started more series than I finished this year, which is the opposite of what we need. I'm in the middle of too many series. I am in the middle of a lot of series. So I'm going to get myself to finish some with the power of videos, because that's how I'm doing Vampire Academy. That's how I'm gonna finish these three. And hilariously, I realized like 5 minutes ago that I own the first books in all three of these physically, which is weird. That was not planned. Like I officially had planned a different book for one of them, and that didn't work out, and we'll get to it. But I usually have an issue of reading the last book or finishing the last episode. I finally am watching the last season of Wynonna Earp, and I have not watched the last 4 episodes, and it's been like 2 weeks because I just don't want to finish it. I don't like endings, apparently. And so I think that's part of my issue on finishing series. And, that's fun. It's really an issue for trilogies, honestly. Only one of these is a duology, so, But, yeah, I actually have the physical books of the first of the series. So, like, I'll still have the ebook cover because I'm reading all these as ebooks / audiobooks. So I'll still have the normal book cover up here, but like for at least the intro, I'm gonna hold up the actual physical book of the first one in the series. And also, beware, I tried to think of a way that I could do this without being spoilery, and I can't really. I'm gonna try my best, but like there's a high chance of spoilers. I think like everyone else in the universe has read this series, so like it shouldn't be an issue, but in case it is, just like know that. Okay, let's start with the duology one. That makes the most sense, which is the sequel of These Violent Delights, Our Violent Ends. I am getting a better grip on the book. I originally read this one in the Alphabet Reading Blog, and so of course that's going to be linked below. But basically, I liked it, but not as much as I thought I would, and I gave it 3.5 stars. I turned out not to care about the romance between Roma and Juliet. For people who do not know, this is 1920s Shanghai Romeo and Juliet retelling. But with gangs and sea monsters and weird mind-controlling diseases. Are they even mind-controlling? Kind of. And all this stuff. And there is hints at a past thing between Roma and Juliet that ruined their relationship when they were teenagers. And she went away to, I think, America for school. And now she's back as the heir of the family. But, like, she's a woman, so, like, and it's the 1920s. And, yeah. And the, like, arch nemesis gang is run by Roma's father. Roma is like officially like in title only the heir, like that's it. When his father like dies, it's gonna go to someone else. And both of them have 2 best friends / family members that follow them around. And hear me out, the side characters, I prefer them. There was Roma's 2 best friends. Was it just me who got the hints of a possible romance there? Like I was feeling, I was getting something. And you know what? I just want that. I don't care about anything else in this book, honestly. Which is sad to say, like, it's fine. I enjoyed it for what it was. Just not what I wanted from this book. But I will read the second book, / the last book, because it's a duology. And I have it via audiobook, so that's fun. Which is good, because, like, clearly the first one's a chonker. The second one's also going to be a chonker. so there's that. The other one that I currently have as an ebook is Ruin and Rising, the third book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I know that Leigh Bardugo is like expanding the universe. I think there's gonna be a third book in the Six of Crows Crooked Kingdom duology there. So, which I also haven't read. Listen, I watched the first episode of the show and then I realized they're in it, and so now I paused watching the show so that I can read those books, and then I never finished this series to even read those books. But I know she's like expanding the universe, and so like there may be a new one coming out at some point. I don't know. But for now, there's 3. And I'm going to finish the trilogy. And I rated this one 4 stars. And I stand by that. If when I read Siege and Storm, I rated things 5 stars, it totally would have been at 3.5, not 4. So there's that. But I'm standing by this 4-star. Dude, the way I don't remember her normie boyfriend's name. I think her name's pronounced Alina. Don't quote me on that. That's how I've been pronouncing it in my head. Is it like Mal or Mel or Mal? I think it's Mal. Was her best friend, like her childhood best friend, who like she has a crush on, but like all these years he's never noticed her, and is just popular with the ladies and all this stuff. And then she turns out to be a superpowered being with superpowers and all, like she OP, like she could kill a bitch if she wanted to. The problem is that she doesn't want to, which like, okay. And then the Darkling wants her power, so like this is the one that's definitely gonna be spoilers, but like if you haven't watched the show or read the book yet, but basically he wants her power. The way that like obviously he was evil because he has the name Darkling, like he calls himself the Darkling. Was I still into it? Hell yeah. I started reading this I think the week that the trailer for the show came out, like the first week. And then in the trailer I saw that Ben Barnes plays the Darkling, and listen, I've been in love with him since the second Narnia movie. So, you know, this was just that movie's just gonna be the darker version of just childhood me being in love with that man's, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, I was into the Darkling. But basically the Darkling uses his wiles to get her to trust him, and basically as soon as someone else shows interest for her and she's willing to show interest for someone else is when Mal's like, no, I like you. And it's just, I'm not here for it, fam. I don't care about their stupid relationship. It can get out of here. I would rather prefer she ends up with the prince guy from the second one. Like, I didn't even like that relationship that much, but like it wasn't even a relationship. He flirted with her a few times, and like I think there was a thing about possible marriage to like further an agenda or something. I don't know. But basically, Darkling is evil and she's gonna try to kill him. But to do that, she has to get more power. And there's these magical, like animals, like, you know, the deer on the cover of this one. And then on the cover of the second one is a serpent, which is the main thing. They kill a water serpent in that one. And then throughout most of that one, they're searching for the Firebird, which is the cover of Ruin and Rising, which you can see right now over on this side. So I think this one's probably, or the third one is going to be basically just her finding the Firebird and using its power to destroy the Darkling. She almost killed the Darkling with the 2 that she already had, but like it was gonna kill her too and they wouldn't let her do it, and I was like, nah, let her actually kill him. Like, my dude, what? Let her sacrifice herself. She was willing to do it. Let her, it's her choice. But no, we can't let her have her own choice. I'm really intrigued by the magic system in these books. The second one went weird. I don't know what happened with that, but I'm intrigued by it, and also I just really want to watch the show, so like I'm gonna finish it. And then the one that got added in, I originally was gonna do the last novella and novel of Spindle Cove for the last book in this vlog, but it turns out, one, she's coming out with a new book, Tessa Darius, for the series, and then also the last book currently in the series also happens to be the last book in the Castles Ever After series, which I haven't read yet. So, like, I'll read the novella that is the last one before that novel, and then I'll read the Castles Ever After, and then I'll read that one because it's, like, at the moment, the last one of them. I think in, like, December, there's another one coming out, which is very interesting. So it got switched out with, the Brown Sisters, the last book in the Brown Sisters, series, which I believe is Actor Age Eve Brown. I rated Chloe and Danica, 4 stars. I rated both of them 4 stars. And, I love them. I'm on the wait list at the library for the ebook of Eve, so, like, I'm waiting. I mean, I gotta film this anyway, so I'm just gonna read the other 2 and wait for, this one to come in. But, you know, it's fine. But this is a contemporary romance series about 3 sisters, the Brown sisters, and them finding love. And Eve is the one who is I believe she's the youngest, and, not really immature, but, like, she doesn't stick with things very long. People don't expect much of her, because as soon as she, like, tries something, she, like, gives it up type thing. Like, I think she's had, like, a bajillion jobs and all this stuff. She's the outlier in the family, because, like, her sisters are, very, like, professional people, and her family, I think, has, like, money or something. I think at one point she, like, starts a bakery. I don't know. Like, this is the stuff I get from the glimpses of her from the first 2 books. Like, I know really nothing about, this 3rd one, except that I want to read it. Like, clearly, I mean, I liked the first 2. I'll probably like this one. And I just want to have a good time. And, romance seems to be the way to do that at this exact moment in time. So, that's what we're doing. But those are the 3 books I'm reading, for this vlog, in which I finally finished some series. God damn it. I don't know when I'm gonna read Ruin and Rising. That's the first one, though, because I have it as an ebook. I'm gonna try to find an audiobook as well. But I don't feel that well, today. This, like, 15 minutes to take me to film this is, like, all I'm doing today, because I don't feel good. But I got a little bit of time, and audiobook's gonna help me get through that book. I'm, like, very sure. So that is the plan. I kind of want to get that one so I can probably read Our Violet Ends and Ruin and Rising in, like, 2 days if I have audiobooks of both of them. And then I'll have time for Eve Brown. But that's the plan. And I'll talk to you when I start Ruin and Rising and I get somewhere in it. Well, it's Wednesday now, and we could talk about how I finished Ruin and Rising today. It was a time. I think I'm going to put the second one, Siege and Storm, down to 3.5 stars officially. And then also put the Ruin and Rising at 3.5 stars. Because, yeah, I was struggling between 3 and 3.5. I mean, there were a few points where I was actually interested and having a good time, I guess. So that's, like, I guess I'll give it the 0.5 for that. There was a part where Alina, that's how they pronounce her name in the audiobook. I'm pretty sure I pronounced it completely different beforehand, but whatever. She thinks that she's, like, a cousin or something of the Darkling. And I was like, excuse me, what? That's not, they're not actually related. I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the intro that this is gonna be spoilery, so, like, yeah, be warned. But, like, it's the last book in the series. Honestly, it could have been a 4-star if they had actually killed off Mal, instead of just killing him off and then bringing him right back again. Like, no. The whole entire ending was just a no for me. I didn't really like it. In, like, this whole entire time, at least the past 2 books, have been her trying to get the power of these 3 objects or beings so that she can destroy the Darkling and have the most power in the world and all this stuff. but as soon as she gets the third one, she loses all her power whatsoever, and all of it goes to everyone else. And that's how they defeat the Darkling. The only good part about the ending was when the Darkling died, and he was, like, actually, like, the fact that he died because she just shanked him the same way she shanked Mal, I was like, no, why? This all-powerful being who's been alive for centuries, dies because she just stabs him in the chest. You mean you could have done that book one, my dude? Book one. I mean, I guess her personality wasn't the type to stab people in book one, so book two. But no. But the emotion afterwards, where he's like actually just really sad, and he just wants to hear her say his actual name one last time before he dies, and he doesn't want to be buried because he doesn't want people to mess up his grave and whatnot. That part was fine. Honestly, I don't care about the Mal relationship. Like, who cares? I didn't think we were gonna get any Darkling in her relationship. I mean, there was a little bit, because she can, like, they, like, mind meld or something. I don't know. You know, that thing in the Star Wars sequels where, like, Kylo and Rey are connected mentally. Same thing. And he does go to kiss her neck at one point. I'm like, this is the best part of this book, honestly. Otherwise, I gave 0 cares. I didn't remember 90% of the characters, like, any side character, enough to really care. I think there was, like, 2 that I remembered. And otherwise, I was like, whatever. And, it's definitely not, like, a book I wouldn't reread, at least the second one. Most of the ones that I didn't remember were mostly from the second one, and I wouldn't reread that one just to do it. The prince, yeah, no, if she had to be with anyone, I would have said the prince. And, well, I mean, in reality, I'd say the Darkling. But I know that's not a healthy thing, but, like, I'm Team Darkling all the way. It's not an issue. I blame Ben Barnes. I know that he's good in the role. I don't even have to have seen it, and I know that he is iconic in it. But between Mal and the prince, I'd vote the prince. So, you know, just me being sad because she ended up with Mal, and I don't care about their stupid relationship. And how, like, there's a plane outside. And, how at one point he said that he was always interested in her. Like, she has always been into him since they were orphans together at the same place and all that. And so he's all like, I've also always been into you. And I'm like, bitch, where? There is absolutely 0 evidence for this. All the evidence points to as soon as she wasn't available because she was being felt up by Darkling mans, you were just like, my Lena, I love you. And I'm just like, I don't feel it. I've heard that the Crooked Kingdom duology, people tend to like that one more, so, you know, I'm willing to pick it up still. Because, like, it's nothing against Leigh Bardugo's writing. I think I like it. It's just I don't care about these characters after book 1, really. And that's the sad reality we live in. Now, I was originally gonna do well, technically I meant to do Rune and Rising in one day. That didn't happen. And then Our Violet Ends, I want to do in one day as well, which I do plan to do tomorrow. But the audiobook is 17 hours? I don't understand. It's like 17 and a half hours, actually, I think. Which is 6 hours longer than the one from Rune and Rising. Like, why? Who? I mean, I'm still gonna read it. But since the ebook for Eve Brown already came in, I'm gonna start that one later on today. And so I'll update you tomorrow morning with my initial thoughts. And I'm fine with that. That's the one I have highest hopes for because I have steadily enjoyed every other one in the series. And I know I already like her writing. And I'm just gonna have a good time with the romance. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna start Eve Brown later today. Read all of Our Violet Ends tomorrow and then finish Eve Brown Friday. That's the new plan. That's what we're going with. So yeah. You know, at least I finally finished this series. I'll give myself that. Okay, I guess I should start with Actor Age Eve Brown. I didn't read much of it last night. I only read 17 pages. I want to get at least a third of the way through, or a quarter of the way through, maybe a third, which is a good chunk. Being as it's 400 pages, but I have read the synopsis since then, so I can tell you what it's about. Basically, Eve's parents, basically cut her off and kick her out. And so, she goes on a drive and she runs into this bed and breakfast. And she finds out when she gets there, like, she's really into the place, and then she goes to get food and learns that it's not open. And then she realizes that there's a sign also about hiring a new cook. And that's as far as I've gotten in the book. The rest of the synopsis is basically, she doesn't get hired, but then an accident makes the owner of the place, who wants to, like, make this place up and coming or something like that, something happens with him, or an accident or something. And so she tries to help him out, and she, like, moves in there into one of the rooms, and romance ensues. Like, her chaos is completely, like, the opposite of his calm nature, but like, opposites attract type thing. That's what I got from the synopsis. The 17 pages that I've read, I liked. I mean, that's all I can really say. I only read 17 pages. I want to try to get at least 100 pages in tonight. We'll see. On the other edge of the spectrum, I did start Our Violet Ends today. I am 61% through the audiobook. I think I'm going to try to get to 75% tonight. And then in case I need to, like, do something for my mom or something tomorrow, I'll leave the other 25%. And if not, I'll just finish it tomorrow, one way or another. And that one is interesting. I mean, I don't really care about anything. I have no urge to pick it back up since I've set it down, which is purely because my phone needed to charge. And it's not, like, I'm not really having a good time. I don't care about anything. A lot of it is some drama between Juliet and Roma. Some things happen at the end of the first book, and she lied and hid him, like, killed one of his best friends or a cousin or something, and so that's why they're, like, not together anymore. But there's someone has, like, 5 of the monsters and trying to kill people again, so they have to work together to try to save everyone. But he, like, really just wants to kill her because she killed his cousin or best friend or whatever. But he's not actually dead. She's put him into hiding to, like, save him, I think. The other guy who was part of their trio, the Montagov trio there, has mentioned that he is in love with the guy that's supposed to be dead, which is honestly all I care about. All I remember from the first book caring about was there actually being a relationship. There was a relationship. But, I don't think Roman knows yet that he is alive, but his father does. And, I think cousin or something who wants to take Juliet's spot as the heir of the family who's, like, not a great character. Things have happened with him where I left off. He's died. He, like, kidnapped Roma's sister and did a bunch of stuff, and then she just killed a bunch of people. Julia just killed a bunch of people to just be like, bitch, seriously. And you know, that was my favorite scene so far. And one of her cousins, who is one of her best friends, like, she has her own trio, like Roma does, and one of them is caught, like, giving information to the other side, and so she's, like, tortured because of it. And Juliet's dealing with the repercussions of that, like, wanting to protect her because she's her best friend slash cousin, but also, like, how dare you betray the family, but also, like, she's betrayed the family, so, like, and that whole thing, you know? And that's it really. It's supposed to be where I'm at, a very dramatic scene. And I was just like, cool, she actually killed everyone. And then didn't care. And so, you know, I'm just living my life. I just want to get through it. The problem is it's so long. It's so long. Why is it 17 and a half hours? But, you know, I'll get through it. And then I'll tell you one way or another, probably around noon tomorrow, how much I rate it. I don't expect it to be more than 3 stars, honestly. But there is some of a mystery aspect of who is controlling the sickness / the monsters. There's multiple this time. Monsters. This time around. Where he got it. Like, was it from the same guy from the last one? All that fun stuff. So there's a bit of that going on. But, like, I don't even care about that because that's just the same thing that happened in the first one. Like, I don't think we've been in this corner yet for this vlog, which is interesting. I have finished Our Violent Ends, like, forever ago. I still haven't finished Eve Brown. I'll start with that. I haven't finished Eve Brown. I think I'm around a third of the way through. I do plan to finish it today. And then finish this vlog. So it's gonna happen. I don't really have any opinions. I'm not really feeling the chemistry. Like, I get that they're attracted to each other physically, but emotionally I'm not getting the connection. So do I already forget his name? Main boy there, I don't remember people's names ever in books. I get why he doesn't like her that much and whatnot, but he's also got, like, a lot of prejudice and preconceived notions about her, and it's like she has to battle those for him to even accept her in the position, and then there's the whole hitting him with her car. That part, I understand why. So, it's whatever. I'm not getting the chemistry emotionally, and that's kind of what I need at this point in this book. Since it's already a third of the way through, but officially she is working at the bed and breakfast until after the competition, or not competition, the event thing that, like, she's the whole entire reason they needed a chef is so that they could, like, officially enter this event. That would be great marketing for the bed and breakfast. So she's currently there doing that, and then for like a month, and then she has a plan to have a not really catering, but event planning, not wedding planning, but event planning for, like, this friend who's not really a friend from the sounds of it. Evil brother, like, the last event planner, like, he gave an STI to, and it's like her fault, not his, and so now she wants Eve to plan it because there's no way Eve would sleep with him, and then Eve will get paid, and that's like half of the work her parents want her to do before she gets access to her money again. Yeah, so yeah, that's what's happening. I'm currently not feeling it that much. On the other hand, we got Our Violent Ends, which is finished. I read it. My gay boys did get together. They kissed at one point, and that's all I care about. Okay? I was gonna slap my hands. I'm not gonna actually do it. I remember from the only emotion, really, I remember from the first book was how I wanted these two characters to end up together, or at least admit their feelings for each other. And then it was continuously hinted on throughout this book. Like, one of them would be like, yeah, well, I'm in love with him. Or the other one would be thinking about his attraction to men in general. And I'm like, and then one of them goes to save the other one, and they kiss, and I'm a happy being. That's all I cared about. The ending, I'm kind of iffy about. You know, I felt the same way about the first one's ending, though, as well. Like, I felt kind of iffy about that. I cared about 1% with all the political stuff which is most of the book. But hey, whatever. Juliet and Roma end up together. I guess, like, that's important to talk about. I honestly didn't care for most of it. Which I don't think is really anything against the book. I think it's just, it wasn't my type of book. For the length it was, it didn't keep me entertained the way I needed. And I think that's, like, the main issue. But it's, like, a personal issue. Because, like, I get why people like it. It's good. I recommend. Me rating it 3 stars is not anything, like, bad or anything. It's just, it was okay. It was good. And I'm gonna be happy that I finished the series and move on with my life. And I'm fine with that. But yes, I'm gonna finish Eve Brown now. And I will give you the final rundown afterwards. And then we can finally finish this vlog. We're back here. And I did finish After Age Eve Brown last night. I mean, me rating it 4 stars isn't a surprise, right? For a minute there, I thought it was going to be a 3.5, but once, I think around 35% of the way through, it started showing more of their emotional connection. Because, like, clearly they were physically attracted to each other, and they had physical chemistry, but, like, emotionally, I wasn't seeing it until a good chunk of the way into the book. Like, now that I'm done with the book, I recognize how they're a good couple and all this stuff, and how their personal emotional growth by themselves, and also how just, like, their emotional connection would lead to them in, like, a good relationship and all this stuff. The epilogue was actually very cute and I liked it. And yeah, 4 stars. It was good. It was good. Which, you know, I'm not surprised by. So, you know, but I don't really have much to say about it. I mean, the writing style's good. I still liked it. I will pick up more of Talia Hibbert's books. I think I have, like, one of her other books on my Goodreads TBR. Don't quote me on that. Who knows what's on that thing. But I liked it. I liked the characters, especially Eve. I was very worried about Jacob in reality because Jacob's personality and treatment of Eve in the beginning of the book was very much not what Eve needed in her life. But you know, they warmed up to each other, and it's a good time. It's a good time, and I get why people really like it. And that's that. That's my thoughts. So 4 stars for Eve Brown. I'll go through the basic rundown again. What was the first one I read? Ruined Rising by Leigh Bardugo. The 3rd book, and at the moment final book. I didn't even check if there was if she's added another book to it or whatnot, because I think she added another book to the Six of Crows duology. But you know, we'll see. But yeah, that one I rated 3.5 stars. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure if I did half stars back when I read at least the second one, that one would have also been a 3.5. And I'm happy keeping the first one at a 4 star for that series. So, you know, that's done. And then there was Our Violent Ends, which I rated 3 stars. I rated the first one 3.5 previously, this year actually. I forgot I read that this year. And I mean, it was fine. It was good. It's just not what I expected or really wanted from it. But it was still good, and it was still well written, and I'll pick up her other books. And then, of course, Eve Brown was 4. Every other book in the series, I rated 4 stars. I feel like if I rated things half stars, I would have rated the first 2 4.5 and this one a 4. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, I went and grabbed my computer. If you couldn't tell, oh my goodness, from the giant light on my face. but because of the way that I use a personal tracker for logging my books and whatnot, it keeps track of series for me, at least for the year, which is nice. I used to have a document that had like every book in every series that I'm in the middle of, and like it got too long. But since the point of this vlog was to talk about actually finishing the series, I should talk about how many I've actually finished this year and all that jazz. So I've started 32 new series this year, though that's with me rereading the first Percy Jackson book, rereading the first book in the Vampire Academy series twice, rereading the first book in the Barkener series, rereading the first book in the Four Horsemen series. Like, there's multiple series that I've restarted, or decided to reread. So, Every Heart a Doorway is another one. So, like, I think the actual number would be closer to, like, the low to mid 20s, which I'm fine with, because sequels I've read this year is 27, which I'm down for that. And then series finished is 10 as of Eve Brown, which is a little lower than we'd like, but we'll live our best lives. And that is that little information that I decided I should or could add at the end of the vlog. Anyways, that's the vlog. That's it. I don't know how long it's going to be because I haven't even started editing it, but I will do that right now, actually. So thank you for coming to this vlog that is late, but who cares? It's what happens. Linked below is my Goodreads and Storygraph to keep up to date with my reading in general. Also, I post reviews for books that aren't for vlogs on there, but I also post them on Instagram. And on Instagram, I also have stories where I post what I rate books for vlogs before, like, the video goes up, because you want to have that tidbit of information, but also, like, favorite books of the month, track my reading every month, all that fun stuff is a new thing I'm doing as well. So all of that's linked below. Like and subscribe. And depending when I get this video up, either the next video up will be either my September TBR or my August wrap up. It's gonna be one of the two. I want it to be up before the August wrap up, so one way or another, it's gonna be up before that. But we'll see. And thank you for coming to the video.